The personal car, for 100 years a symbol of independence, financial security, and adulthood. Now in its second century, the freedom machine is becoming a symbol of frustration, wasted time, high cost, and environmental problems. Blockchains and distributed consensus protocols offer new solutions for urban mobility. They enable vehicles, whether surface or airborne, to autonomously verify identity, enforce complex rules, negotiate with other vehicles and infrastructure, and bind behavior. The MOBI Grand Challenge explores the potential of these technologies to transform urban mobility and create the freedom machine of the 21st century. The ultimate goal is to dramatically increase the number of people and goods on the move within our cities, with less congestion, crashes, and environmental impact. Participants in the MOBI Grand Challenge will be expected to demonstrate how consensus protocols, blockchains, distributed ledgers, and related technologies can coordinate behavior to solve specific problems in urban mobility, including, but not limited to, machine identity, position, collective sensor fusion, obstacle mapping, path planning, and micropayments. Flocks of birds and schools of fish show how decentralized communication and consensus within a local network facilitates fluid and efficient mass movement. Individuals adjust their movements to their closest neighbors, who, in turn, react to their neighbors, and so on. Information travels across the group quickly, greatly expanding the individual's range of effective perception. The movement of the group is decentralized, coordinated only by local, overlapping consensus. As in flocks and schools, vehicles on blockchains can exchange data with nearby vehicles, drones, and infrastructure, allowing them to see around obstacles and corners. Improving on nature, the new freedom machines will share their intentions, allowing nearby vehicles, signals, and infrastructure to coordinate speed and path, negotiate rights of way, and assign priority. By putting vehicles, drones, and infrastructure on blockchains, we can expand their range of effective perception to help solve the congestion, safety, and environmental problems of urban mobility. The MOBI Grand Challenge is loosely modeled on the 2004 DARPA Grand Challenge, where robotic vehicles competed to autonomously navigate through the Mojave Desert. The first attempt was a failure, with the best vehicle traveling only 5% of the course. Just 18 months later, 5 vehicles completed the full course, and 22 of the 23 teams surpassed the best result of the previous year. The events ignited worldwide interest in autonomous cars and launched billions of dollars of capital investment. We can only dimly perceive the end of the journey we begin today. As in the first year of the DARPA Challenge, our current technology is not yet up to the task, but key pieces are in place, and there are no major roadblocks to solving the problems of urban mobility with blockchain-connected vehicles. We hope our challenge will ignite public, academic, government, and industry imagination by showing how a new technology can radically reshape and improve surface and near-surface transportation. Mobility needn't be miles of snarled traffic, 2-hour commutes, 1.2 million fatalities per year, and a major contributor to global warming. It could be as beautiful and efficient as the murmuration of starlings.
Hello from the Project Vento team. We are a team of personnel from Brisa, A2B, Via Verde, and Oaken Innovations. We are excited to present our blockchain-powered toll road and payment system to show why we think this is valuable to Via Verde, payment operators like Brisa, and our clients. The invention of blockchain-powered smart contract platforms like Ethereum allowed for digital store and value transfer to be programmable, while supporting data storage and logic. This allows for a new class of software applications where data, logic, and value settlement are all combined into one platform. We've applied this new technology and created a pilot as the foundation for the next generation of tolling software applications. To understand what we've done, let's look at a simple toll road transaction. In a modern toll road transaction, we can use RFID and other scanning technology for identification of vehicle to first record the transaction. At the end of the month, the toll road user settles the transaction, and shortly after that, operator settlement occurs. In our pilot, we use tokens pegged to the euro as a programmable store and transfer of value. We're demonstrating the technology that allows us to combine all 3 steps of data and logic, user payment, and operator settlement into one step. With one step, we record the transaction and instantaneously remit tokens to our toll operator Brisa and Via Verde on our blockchain application system. We envision a future where this blockchain application is the core system that runs transactions across Via Verde and all of its operators.
We are here presenting our solution for urban traffic congestion with an app called WeRoute, the traffic relief rewards app for smart commuters. Everyone knows traffic sucks. Our solution? Incentivization. Carrots, not sticks. Rewarding people is much more effective, not to mention marketable, than punishing them. So, without further ado, allow me to introduce WeRoute, the smart mobility app that relieves traffic congestion by rewarding commuters for optimizing traffic flow. Essentially, the way it works is like this. Users of the app maintain a traffic relief score in the form of traffic tokens, determined by the extent of their participation in the app's traffic busting features, while routing and commuting throughout their surrounding region. Traffic tokens and good traffic relief scores can be earned in a variety of ways and degree, including, but certainly not limited to, users staying put or simply not driving during peak hours, taking alternate modes of travel, like transit, rideshare, biking, and walking, carpooling, using ride-hailing services, taking toll roads, scheduling trips and events outside of peak traffic hours, lowering their total vehicle miles traveled, and possibly the most important of all, avoiding congestion by rerouting to destinations using our qualifying alternate routes. In contrast to the broken, boring, reactive rerouting that's currently available to commuters on current apps, our users will reroute to their destinations instead, rerouting, using WeRoutes, and getting paid. Our innovative discount marketplace platform, Rush Hour, is what enables us to incentivize our users to actually relieve traffic effectively. Users are automatically offered deep discounts to all qualifying vendors physically located and or advertised on WeRoutes, where users can redeem the traffic tokens they've accumulated towards specially discounted goods and services at many of their favorite local retailers.
Autonomous driverless vehicle control technology is being tested in pilot programs around the world. Major automakers are building and selling electric vehicles. The vehicle charging infrastructure is established and growing. The next generation of autonomous infrastructure is automated charging between vehicles and charging stations. Filament has real-world industry experience and a complete solution for tokenized autonomous vehicle charging. In this demo, the autonomous electric vehicle is represented by a Roomba robot, and the electric charging station is a Roomba docking station. The vehicle and charging station use Filament's Blocklet USB enclave to natively transact on a blockchain. When the vehicle senses that it needs charging, the vehicle's computer searches for a beacon that is advertising availability. Once it has found one, it sends wallet information to the charging station. The charging station authenticates the vehicle and sends its wallet information back to the vehicle. The vehicle creates an Ethereum smart contract, the charging station approves it, and the vehicle begins docking. We're set to start charging. You can monitor the exchange of electricity and credits in real time through the interface. QR codes on the screen launch public ledger transactions via a mobile browser. When the charging is complete, the contract is finalized, payment is made, and the autonomous vehicle is back on the road. Monetization is service and transaction-based. The parties involved determine a transaction fee and payment happens instantly. Best of all, it's enabled by Filament and powered by Proof.
Cryptocurrency smart contracts automatically execute contractual obligations, cutting out the middleman. These smart contracts have one downside. There's no single authoritative and decentralized way to execute a contract based on locational data. For example, there's no way to create a smart contract that allows for payment on delivery for e-commerce orders. The XYO Network is meant to solve this problem. It's an ecosystem of devices which communicate with one another to create an unalterable history of interactions and and locations stored on a blockchain. A user can independently verify that an item tracked using the XYO network was in a defined place at a specific point in time. Since XYO network devices talk to each other, every user augments the other. A delivery driver can help find your lost bike, or your parked car can help confirm your neighbor's package arrival. Users are rewarded with XYO tokens whenever data they provide is used to help another user track or locate an item. Thanks to a unique proof of origin algorithm, the provided data is always valid and up to date. The XYO Network, bringing the blockchain to the real world.
We're Course Mobility, a research and development startup working on blockchain solutions for transportation. We were one of the first companies to design and publish an open software hardware architecture for the blockchain-based vehicular ad hoc networks. Our goal is to create a feasible system that allows for autonomous vehicles to become independent economic actors, drastically improving traffic safety and lowering the cost of mobility. To participate in the MOBI Grand Challenge, we've partnered with our friends at Decentralized Tech, the San Francisco startup behind the decentralized platform that helps companies to monetize robots as a service. For our demo project, we've utilized advanced developments in the robot operating system as well as EVM-based infrastructure for cyber-physical systems. Nevertheless, our blockchain-agnostic architecture allows to quickly switch the blockchain type, depending on the current needs. In 2008, Seattle-based engineer William Beatty, in a series of experiments, established a so-called traffic waves theory. The thesis of that theory was that by knowing how traffic waves are formed, drivers could sometimes reduce their effect by increasing the distance to the car immediately ahead of them. This would lead to braking less often and ultimately decrease the accumulation of vehicles and traffic around them. But to motivate drivers for the described behavior, we as humans need to unlearn everything we were taught about standing in lines. The system we introduce will allow to financially incentivize both human and autonomous driving vehicles to maintain such behavior by getting paid for the road space and yielding to the other cars. We hope that this system will evolve to become a part of our daily traffic infrastructure.
As they increase in autonomy, connected cars of the future will start to query the infrastructure around them to obtain data about navigation, electric charging stations, traffic, and more. As they encounter other vehicles on the road, they will share such services with each other and coordinate their actions in a dynamic and fluid manner. What is missing today is a decentralized platform that allows vehicles to autonomously negotiate and pay for these data services. Introducing Motive, a framework to enable micropayments for trusted vehicular services that has been developed by researchers at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering's Center for Cyber Physical Systems and the Internet of Things. Motive is a software running on each vehicle with several key components. Beaconing, to notify and listen to other Motive devices over the V2X radio. Link prediction, to estimate the contact duration using privacy-sensitive navigation info. Scheduling of data and compute jobs between the vehicles. Payment, using a blockchain-based wallet via cellular radio. And finally, rating of transactions by each vehicle.
NuCypher is a data privacy layer for blockchain and decentralized applications. We're going to show a demo about sharing vehicular diagnostic data. NuCypher uses something called proxy re-encryption, which is a more scalable form of public key encryption. And basically it allows the ability to transform encrypted data from being encrypted under one public key into a different public key without ever decrypting the data. So it's very good for use cases where secure data sharing is paramount. So in this demo, Alicia has a car with a onboard device, and that device is going to generate some encrypted diagnostic data using a policy public key that Alicia provides. Eventually, she wants to share this data with someone, but this could be like an insurance company to save her on insurance premiums, perhaps, or to resolve some accident. But to do so, that data is encrypted, so she has to grant access to her insurance company, Bob. And she can do so by generating something called a re-encryption key and issuing that to the NuCypher network. When Bob wants to access the encrypted data, he will then communicate with the NuCypher network to get that data re-encrypted so that he can then decrypt it with his private key. So the data gets re-encrypted into being under Bob's public key so that he can decrypt it using his private key.
The Noblis Pieces of 8 concept orchestrates the motions and actions of unfamiliar, connected, and autonomous machines. With Pieces of 8, systems of autonomous machines are safer, more productive, and more equitable. To illustrate the Pieces of 8 concept and the foundational notion of earned machine trust, Noblis has developed a demonstration using lightweight autonomous rovers, the Robot Derby. In orchestrated autonomy, the rovers share their initial preferred paths, as well as a maximum bid they are willing to pay to be granted priority to follow this path. For example, Rover A bids 10 units for a direct path to waypoint 2. Contention near the center of the derby space is resolved using a sealed bid auction process. Rovers that give way split Rover A's winning bid of 8 units equally. Rover A can only be trusted to travel within a relatively wide area of uncertainty around the projected path. The amount of extra space allocated is based on Rover A's reputation or trust score. The lower the trust, the more space that must be allocated. Path planning continues with the remaining dynamic space available after accounting for Rover A's projected path is removed. Rovers B and D are in contention for the center of the derby space after Rover A passes through. Rover B has a higher bid and pays 4 currency units to Rover D for priority. Rover B plans a path that includes advancing forward and waiting until after Rover A passes by. In the third round of path planning, the remaining rovers without assigned paths provide revised desired paths and maximum bids for priority. In the end, Rover A pays 8 units for top priority, while Rover D is compensated less transaction costs. Each rover can verify that other rovers are in expected positions throughout the maneuver. A blockchain is used to record the transaction, including the exchange of currency units and the associated reports verifying rover motion. Individual machines build up earned trust over repeated interactions in a self-reinforcing system where predictable behavior is paramount.
Hey folks, join me on the journey to see what we've been working on for the last couple of weeks. A multitude of people is driving their cars for countless hours on highways, wishing for ways to make good use of their precious time. Connected and automated driving will revolutionize the mobility of the future. Although we have seen the continuous improvements of prototypes in recent years, autonomous cars are still a vision of the distant future of transportation. Moreover, the price of an autonomously driving car will not be affordable for everyone. This is why we have created a way for drivers to use their valuable time in the car more wisely, platooning for everyone, involving an integrated seamless payment systems and sensor sharing via the IOTA tangle. To give a better understanding of the implications consumer platooning has, we not only developed the code, but also implemented it into our self-developed autonomous car. We are currently equipping these with additional sensors, like the true depth camera, to make them act even more realistic. Through the use of IOTA, we enable for a whole ecosystem where leaders of a platoon can set a price, either for the platoon as a whole or individual prices for each participant. We see platooning as a step towards autonomous driving, which can be implemented way earlier than fully autonomous cars and offers tremendous potential in taking away people's fear of driverless driving. Now you see all the components working together. The cars are driving along as the leader signals the willingness to platoon as well as information like IP and its port. This is being visualized to the follower by the approaching car in the dashboard, which we can see on screen. In turn, it can then send the IOTA requested by the leader to its corresponding address. The leader then sends its sensor data via UDP as long as the micropayments arrive every few seconds.
Personal mobility is undergoing a paradigm shift towards the end of ownership models. Government levying taxes to reduce CO2 emissions. Major cities are dealing with never-ending traffic congestion. Automotive industries competing for eco-friendly mobility services. Customers are demanding convenient and digital services and switching to shared assets as they realize that 95% of the time their car is parked doing nothing. Yet there's no end to traffic and no foreseeable solution. Except there is one. Autos is transforming personal mobility by integrating the state-of-the-art technologies such as blockchain, IoT, and AI. We understand the potential of fleet and peer-to-peer car sharing by bridging the gap between car owners and someone who doesn't own but needs one. With autos, we are reutilizing existing assets, giving you the benefits of personal mobility and minimizing carbon footprint, resulting in a better, greener world. By adding your idle cars in the Autos Asset Registry platform, you can benefit by earning payments and tokens. Autos through IoT live tracks your car's location, condition, and more, providing a decentralized and cryptographically secure network. Imagine you're at an airport and you need a car. Autos sends a push notification on your mobile app where you can see the list of cars available and their detailed summary. Upon selection, the mobile app pinpoints you to the exact location of the car and authorizes a virtual keyless entry. During the journey, the owner gets notified about the telematics of his car in the car pass, such as car speed, GPS, tire pressure, fuel, and tolls, ensuring real-time monitoring. And as soon as you're about to complete the trip, the app guides you to the nearest drop-off zone, automatically notifies the owner, and marks the car available for the next step of the journey. The payment gets credited to the car owner directly from your app wallet.
It did for everything. Verifiable data chains lead to safer and better mobility. So, what is a verifiable data chain? It is an end-to-end digital value chain with provenance about the output data. Provenance means that any consumer can go back and check which algorithm processed the data, which third-party intermediary controlled the data in between, which IoT sensor created the data, and to which vehicle does the IoT sensor belong to. Any consumer can then feed the data into control systems for driver assistance or autonomous driving, into business processes for decisions about maintenance in mobility infrastructures, or into risk propositions such as usage-based insurance. There are many valuable use cases, for example, real-time vehicle value, dangerous driving, obstacle mapping, or even optimization of mobility systems, cooperative systems, and swarms of mobility entities. In all of these use cases, decisions are dependent on the provenance of the data of digital value chains. In our MOBI Grand Challenge application, we focus on the dangerous driving propositions. Any consumer of data out of a digital value chain needs clean data, uncorrupted data, data that are not tampered with. Any consumer needs information where the algorithms that process the data are benchmarked about the accuracy of the algorithms, and then the consumer can make a conscious decision about the quality of the output data. How do we do this? We provide a decentralized identifier to all entities involved. For the MOBI Grand Challenge, we are blending two technologies together. That's our verifiable data chain technology, together with historic driving event datasets from BMW, plus a black box dangerous driving algorithms. And by blending the two technologies together, we demonstrate how provenance about dangerous driving data is created and how this contributes to more safer mobility systems.